Hey guys, that's Snake here, and I bring this video to show you my impressions of Final Fantasy 15 Platinum demo impressions. Platinum demo, and these are my impressions. Now, I do know my Final Fantasy. Just disclaimer, I do know my Final Fantasy. I'm not as heavy as I know some people that I do know, but I know a good chunk of the Final Fantasy world. I played many of the games back in the day, and I still did a bit. I did the last Final Fantasy I played was 13, and y'all know how I felt. Well, we all know how we all feel about 13. Um, yeah, and about 13, when I played 13, it basically was stripped. Basically, it felt like everything that we know of Final Fantasy was stripped from us, like exploration. Um, Very interesting storytelling. It didn't feel as imaginative as the other Final Fantasy did, and basically, yeah, it was just a former shell of what Final Fantasy was, and yeah. Um, Now, when I did went back to play 13, I'll say it's not a bad game, but it's not a Final Fantasy. Basically, I want to say it's up to the quality of a Final Fantasy game. Now, my initial impression of this game was Final 15. Now, I have played 7. I played 8. Before I even get to my impression of this game, I basically I would say I know what Final Fantasy is 7. So my entry level was 7, like many other Final Fantasy fans. But for those hardcore fans, y'all started ever since the first Final Fantasy probably began. Um, I that's I do know. I have went back and played them, and I see why people love those games. The Final Fantasies, and this guy come from 7. This guy that's come from 7 all the way up till 13. So I have played. So my game library has always been my game history with Final Fantasy was 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, and 12. 10, 12, and 13, which I don't lie, I stopped playing 13 after an hour. But yeah, that's pretty much my history with that. I'm not a big super diehard advocate, but I do love and respect the series the way it is now. Oh yeah, I know I'm dragged on this video for so long, but I just let you know I did play the older ones, and I do see, especially 6. 6 was amazing. 6 was amazing. But anyway, now jump to the actual impressions. Now, my impression of this is this game feels exactly as I imagined as a Final Fantasy fan would feel in this generation. Now, people want to get on. Now, people that probably may disagree with me with this, but I do feel this was the Final Fantasy that we should have gotten with 13. The reason I say that because some people may still feel this game is not up to quality of Final Fantasy world. In my opinion, I do feel that it is up there because simply it feels just as imaginative as I imagine Final Fantasy should feel. As you see here, this portion right here has more of a Kingdom Hearts-ish type feel, but to me this speaks to me that they're going back to, in a way, a childhood. Basically, when you think of a child and dreaming, children are very imaginative, and I can tell that Square wanted to go back to their imaginative roots with this game. Basically, they want everything to feel more creative more than anything. Now, people may bash. Now, people nowadays, with older Final Fantasy fans may bash nowadays that Final Fantasy now going for this more action RPG or oriented type of gameplay. But in my honest opinion, I do feel this is great. I do feel this is a great step forward. Because of, I don't know, I gotta adjust my headset, but yeah, I think it's a great step forward because simply, in my opinion, when I played 7, when I played 7, I always imagine, ever since I played 7 and then years later watched the Advent Children movie, I always wanted the combat system to be very similar to what I've seen from the movie. Uh, and then on top of that, as I start to grow older, I start to really appreciate action RPG games, and because reason why that because I feel like I'm more in control of the battlefield. I feel like I'm more in. I feel like you know, basically I feel like I should go this way. I should go that way. I should basically it just felt more. I said I like the action or I like the action RPG prospect of the game because simply it felt more alive. You hear what I'm saying? It felt more I'm more involved than anything. I do always respect turn based. I always did, but and still do respect turn based. But my opinion, I don't think action RPG is going to destroy this game or a Final Fantasy 7 remake or anything. But that's just how I feel. I feel that that basically I do think that the action RPG styling of the game is not. It's definitely not gonna kill the game. In my opinion, I think it just refreshes the formula of Final Fantasy. To be honest with you. Um, but yeah, Look, I know I was supposed to give you my impression, but I guess I just spelled out how I honestly felt about this whole situation. I guess. Um, but I'll just give y'all a little bit of insight on how I feel about this whole Final Fantasy converting over to the new style, and still keeping that Final Fantasy feel. Um, which I keep saying that what 13 failed to do. Um, but anyway, let's keep going back to the depression. Now, as I'm playing this game, man, now graphically, I do have to say this: it's very impressive looking. Now, I'm not really a big graphics fan. I'm not really a big guy when it comes to graphics. You know what I'm saying? Like, I already put gameplay, or if a game has a certain art style, I always, go for that first than anything else. Because like that's why I didn't get a game called The Order, because the only thing I could tell from that game was it was The Order 1886. Only thing I could tell from that game, it was just a graphical showcase. That's how I looked at it. As I started to hear more about the game, only then the turnout, that's all pretty much was just a graphical showcase. Now with this game, it looks not only just it looks pretty, but it feels like a actual game. You know what I'm saying? It felt like an actual, like something I could just pick up, play, get a good story. Not just get something to look at, but also just play for hours on end. Um, and I always appreciated the Final Fantasy art style. Also, I love how they games look. Even 13, no matter how much I may dislike that game, but I do have to say their art style wasn't incredible for 13. That's one thing I would have to say. Oh yeah, look, and I love this part. Just take it down the tower blocks. I think those. Now I don't know, like that was something I used to do as a kid. I used to build them up and just tear them down at the same time. Uh, yeah, it's just crazy just to see this. I'm not like I'm quite amazed by this, because simply with a game that looks this good, you don't really expect something like this to happen. Usually there's some other sacrifices made. But I think the sacrifice that was made for this game is the fact that it's 900p, which it still looks great. To me it still looks better than most games that are 1080p. Um, yeah. Anyway, just to carry on with the video, I'm really trying to stress this video, but I'm gonna stop talking once the battle starts, so y'all can just view the battle system itself, or I probably may continue. I don't know, cause this is gonna be a super long video to begin with anyway. Um, let's see. I'm climbing up these books. I really do get like a very big Kingdom Hearts feeling from the game. You know, I do believe probably the Kingdom Hearts team has some influence on this game too. So it's great. It's very great to see. And if so, it's very great to see that other branches of Square is helping out. Other development teams of Square is helping out. So that's something I always love. This is I always respected. Man, I got coffee. What do I do here? I'm sorry, I'm just looking through and seeing what do I do here. Yeah, okay, I do get this new card that I unlock. Basically, yeah, and as you collect those little crystals, you get to unlock other type of plates. Basically, if you get 100, you will unlock a silver plate, and then I believe you get like around 300 or 250, I believe. You unlock the gold plates. So and that's something that's pretty cool to see. Then again, this is called a platinum demo, and the only platinum plate that I seen was when you had to exit the game. We had to exit the game. There's only platinum plate that I've seen, but there's probably a little secret that I probably missed. They will unlock some early platinum plates. I'm not sure. Um, but yeah, hold on. What am I looking at here? I'm sorry, guys. I was really trying to remember what I'm doing right here. Yeah, I was trying to get. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was trying to get out of there. Could have just returned to Young Noctis. Well, since I'm on the 515 subject, and I don't have nothing more other than basically the only thing I gotta say about this game is so far is that it feels very good to play. Sometimes the lock-on system, they have improved the lock-on system, but sometimes the camera is a bit too. I can't really explain the camera. I really don't know how to explain the camera, but it needs a little bit of tweaking. But so far, the game feels super polished. Basically, this game feels like up to the quality that I expect from Square. Especially this game been in development for like what 10 years. Scrap first it was called Versus 13, and then it was scrapped, then it was renamed 15. In my opinion, I think that was a better decision because Versus 13 was going to take place in the 13 world. But since then they renamed it 15, and I saw the interviews. Basically, they're not going to go back to 13. Basically, this is going to be its own thing, which I'm glad they did that because I think that would have killed the game itself. Okay, I'm transferring here. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. This is what the battle system had, but yeah, this is how I feel. I'm very glad they switched it up from verse 13 to 15 because I think I still would have think that verse 13 would have been a better 13. It still would have took place in that damn godforsaken world. But yeah, now since my initial impression of the game is very positive so far. Yeah, there is some hiccups, there's some frame rate hiccups every now and then, some frame rate drops, but it's still highly super playable. You know what I'm saying? It's not to the point that it makes you sick or anything like that. It's not like it don't feel broken. I'll say that. It feels highly playable. Um, and most of the hiccups mostly happen when there's a lot of action on screen. Oh yeah, I love that transition from young Noctis to older Noctis. I actually do like the transition like that. And this place should look familiar for those that have been keeping up with Final Fantasy 15 for the longest. I was actually pretty amazed to see this part of the game again. You know what I'm saying? And actually playing it. I was actually pretty surprised that I could get to actually play this part. And yeah, I was still learning the controls around this section, but I think I do better into the next section of the game. Yeah, okay. Since we're on the touch house, I keep beating around this book. I keep beating around the bush with this one. Since we're on the subject on Final Fantasy 15, there's a new anime that had actually released today. I think the first episode just released today. I think that the other episodes are probably had released. Sorry about that. It gave me a time limit that my recording was off. But yeah, um, yeah, there's supposed to be a total of 5 episodes, and I saw the first episode. It was very good. It was a very good anime. So far, I gotta say, I'm very interested in. Now, this is gonna be the new direction. As I said, they take other Final Fantasies into the anime and put them in anime form. I would love that. I think that would be great for you know. Basically, I always imagined for Final Fantasy in a like in their own anime. Sorry, I had a little trouble getting that out. Oh, wow. But so far, I saw the first episode and it was very fun to watch. Pretty deep, basically it shows you the personalities of the characters a little bit more in depth. Um, yeah, it's something I'm looking forward to the other episodes too. And also still on the subject of Final Fantasy 15, they're coming out with a movie. It's called King. I forgot what it was called, but it's called King something. And it's a CGI movie, and this movie is being done by the same team that done the Final Fantasy Advanced Children, no, Final Fantasy 7 Advanced Children's movie. And you can, and I'm very excited for that one too, because it gives you the story of Noctis' father. Uh, and I'm very interested to see how that come along. Um, Hold on, I gotta take a sip of this coffee real fast. Basically, adding a story upon story, even after even I'm pretty sure that a lot of the stories gonna be referenced in the actual game. But I am very glad to see that they're gonna branch out other stories in other forms, and I'm definitely looking forward to that movie. Oh yeah, and also right here, you can change the night. You can always change the weather and the time of day. And that's one thing. That's one thing I always love in video games. One thing I always love in video games is nighttime and raining. Um, I always love the night in video games, and I always enjoy the rain in video games. So that's one thing. That's the reason why I made it like that. That's one thing I put the setting like this, because I always love nighttime and raining. I don't know why I've been like that uh, PS2 era. Ever since I first saw a few games like that, man, I always loved like that. And ever since Metal Solid 2, ever since Metal Solid 2, I always appreciate games that did the nighttime and rainy aspect of it. But anyway, back to the back to what I was saying earlier. Yeah, but I'm really looking forward to the CG movie. Uh, there's going to be, I don't know. It's just like I think Square is doing, as far as Final Fantasy 15 wise, they doing all the right moves so far. Like, this is a special move right here. But I think they are doing a very great, a very great move so far with Final Fantasy 15. And what I heard, what I read a while ago, that right on the night of the when the show ended. Around that night when the show ended, Square Enix on pre-orders alone reached 5 million, more than 5 million pre-orders that one night. That's impressive, and that's only in pre-orders, and that's only in just announcing a few, like an hour or two later. So that's impressive. I do have a very positive feeling of the legacy of Final Fantasy continuing, because I believe this is probably Square's last hope for I think this and 7 was probably Square's last hope to give to continue to continue Final Fantasy. But yeah, so far I gotta say about this video. Okay, I'm gonna end this soon, because I'm really trying to scrub around and find other things to talk about. but yeah, I'm looking forward to the movie. And for the anime show, I'm enjoying. The episodes are free. All 5 episodes are free. And please don't mind the background. I wish I could cancel them out, but I can't. But yeah, I'm highly am looking forward to the to all three: the movie, the movie, the anime series, and also of course, the game. Which I'm buying that physically because I don't feel right buying a story-driven game, especially a single-player game in general, digitally, because I just feel kind of uncomfortable with that unless there's some type of deal going on. But yeah, yeah, but I'm trying to really try other things to say, but yeah, like I say, this gameplay, graphically and gameplay wise, this game is very solid. Story wise, for somewhat that from a little bit of somewhat that we know, the story seems to be very interesting. Uh, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end this video now. I probably said it like 25 different times. But hopefully y'all just enjoyed the rest of the gameplay video. I'm gonna go ahead and end this, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace out. And yes, I am gonna get this game. Oh yeah, I'll just let y'all know that this game does come out September 30th. So there's gonna be plenty of wait time. It's now okay. I gotta say that the game is at a very good point because simply I still gotta catch up with some other games that I want to catch up with. So this game gonna give me a lot of time to catch up with other games. So I'm very glad that release date is pushed up because there's some games I didn't finish yet, and there's a game that's coming out that I still want to play. That I want to get a chance before I really dive into this. But yeah, but anyway, guys, I'll catch you in the next video, and peace.